The Thalassian diplomats strode proudly through the observation deck of their flagship, the Eternal Tide. High Admiral Vorsich gazed out at the assembled fleet with 4 gleaming eyes, mandibles clicking in satisfaction. Behind him, Fleet Commander, Larix and Weapons Specialist Drovek maintained perfect posture, their iridescent scales catching the starlight. Magnificent, is it not? Vorsich gestured at the armada. 23 capital ships, each capable of reducing a terrestrial world to slag. The humans requested this diplomatic summit, Larix noted, her voice carrying the melodic tones characteristic of her highland birth. They seemed eager to establish formal relations. Drovek chittered softly. Their communication suggested they have a fleet of their own. Amusing, considering their species only achieved FTL travel 8 decades ago. The 3 Thalassians exchanged knowing glances. Their civilization had sailed the cosmic ocean for millennia. The proud Macrovian Empire had bowed before their might. Even the ancient Julix conglomerate had sued for peace after witnessing Thalassian battleships in action. The humans are resourceful, Vorsich admitted. Their adaptability is remarkable. But this meeting will establish the natural order. They will see our might and understand their place in the galactic hierarchy. A junior officer approached with a communication device. High Admiral, the human vessel approaches. Their representative, Admiral Frost, requests permission to dock. Permission granted, Vorsich replied. Let us welcome our new vassals. The human shuttle was unimpressive, functional, utilitarian, lacking the elegant curves and imposing silhouette of Thalassian craft. When Admiral Frost emerged, Vorsich was struck by how physically unimposing humans were. No scales, no chitinous, armor, no secondary limbs, just soft flesh draped in a decorated uniform. High Admiral Vorsich, Frost said, extending a hand in the human greeting custom. On behalf of the United Earth Defense Fleet, I thank you for agreeing to this summit. The pleasantries were exchanged, refreshments served. Then came the tour, Vorsich's favorite part of these first contact protocols. The humans were polite, asking informed questions about Thalassian propulsion systems and shield harmonics. Frost seemed particularly interested in their weapons platforms. Impressive, the human admiral conceded. Your civilization has achieved remarkable technological advancement. And now, Vorsich announced, perhaps you might show us your vessel? We understand you have brought one of your warships. Admiral Frost smiled. With pleasure, though I should mention, what awaits is not a warship but merely a scout vessel. The UES Harbinger is one of our smaller craft. Vorsich's translator must have malfunctioned. Smaller craft? The human ship that had appeared on long-range sensors was already substantial. As the Thalassian delegation boarded the human shuttle, Drovek leaned close to Vorsich. They're bluffing. Their energy signatures suggest primitive antimatter containment at best. The shuttle departed the Eternal Tide, and as they cleared the Thalassian fleet, Admiral Frost gestured toward the viewport. We've brought something to show you, as a token of our seriousness about this alliance. The space beyond the Thalassian fleet suddenly shimmered, as dozens of massive silhouettes phased into visibility. The human vessels materialized like leviathans emerging from oceanic depths, their hull configurations unlike anything in Thalassian records, and they were enormous. Vorsich's 4 eyes widened as the sensor data flowed through his neural implant. The human flagship alone was 3 times the size of the Eternal Tide, bristling with weapon emplacements that made the Thalassian armaments look like ceremonial decorations. As I mentioned, Admiral Frost said casually, the Harbinger is merely a scout. May I present the 7th Earth Fleet and our flagship, the UES Colossus? The silence aboard the shuttle was deafening. Vorsich's mandibles twitched involuntarily as the tactical display updated. 27 human capital ships now surrounded the Thalassian fleet, each demonstrating energy signatures that defied conventional analysis. The Colossus alone registered power outputs that suggested either catastrophic sensor malfunction or technological capabilities far beyond Thalassian understanding. How? Drovek finally managed, his scales shifting to a pale blue, of shock. "Your species was planet-bound within a single century ago." Admiral Frost nodded. "We were. Necessity is quite the motivator." "Necessity?" Larix inquired, her voice barely above a whisper. "We weren't alone in our solar system," Frost explained. "We had visitors. They weren't as diplomatic as your people. We learned quickly. The shuttle docked with the Colossus, and the Thalassian delegation stepped into corridors that hummed with controlled power. Human crew members moved with efficient purpose, nodding respectfully to the aliens but showing none of the awe that most species displayed when first encountering Thalassians. This vessel masses approximately 18 million tons, Frost explained, as they entered a vast command center. Fusion antimatter hybrid power cores, gravitational weaponry, and phase shield technology. But that's not why I wanted you to see it. A holographic display activated, showing star charts unfamiliar to the Thalassians. This is Sector 87 Delta, at the galaxy's outer rim. 2 months ago, a previously unknown species attacked 3 civilian outposts there. We responded. The display shifted to battle footage. Vorsic felt his heart stutter as he watched vessels, clearly of human design but even larger than the Colossus, engage an alien armada. The battle was shockingly brief. The human ships moved with impossible precision, their weapons cutting through the enemy's defenses like solar fire through vapor. The Krivashi Empire had subjugated 12 species before encountering humanity, Frost continued. They believed themselves invincible. They were mistaken. "Why show us this?" Vorsic asked, finally finding his voice. "Because unlike the Krivashi, you came in peace, and we prefer alliances to conquests." Frost's expression softened. "Humanity remembers what it was like to be vulnerable. We have no desire to dominate, only to ensure that what happened to us never happens to others." The tour continued, revealing technologies that challenged everything Vorsic thought he knew about physics. Quantum communication arrays, gravitational manipulation engines, weapons platforms that could target individual molecules. "Our scientists estimate that your civilization is approximately 500 years from developing similar capabilities," Frost mentioned casually. "We're prepared to accelerate that timeline considerably for allies." As they returned to the shuttle, Vorsic found himself reevaluating everything. The Thalassian Empire had always defined itself by its military might, its technological superiority. Now, faced with the undeniable evidence of human advancement, those foundations seemed suddenly fragile. "Admiral Frost," Vorsic said formally as they prepared to depart, "I believe the terms of our diplomatic engagement require reconsideration." Frost smiled. "I hoped you might say that. We've prepared a comprehensive treaty, one of equals, not vassals." As the shuttle traveled back to the Eternal Tide, Vorsic gazed at the human fleet. What he had initially seen as an insult, sending such overwhelming force to a diplomatic meeting, he now recognized as respect. The humans had shown their true strength from the beginning, offering transparency where deception would have been easier. "Perhaps," Vorsic said quietly to his companions, "we have much to learn from these humans after all." And as the Colossus executed a perfect ceremonial turn, its massive silhouette eclipsing distant stars, Vorsic understood that the galaxy had changed forever. The Thalassian fleet, once the pride of their empire, now seemed like children's toys beside the monuments of human engineering. The universe was larger and more wondrous than they had imagined, and humanity, it seemed, had already claimed its place among the stars.